Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Ben the Human Plays Vagrus the Riven Realms. I've done it. I've hauled a bunch of crap all over the wasteland, and we finally have all the stuff and the people in our outpost in order to finish the dang outpost. So, we're gonna come here, consider upgrading your outpost, but I guess I've never actually read this. Once again, you take a long, good look at the outpost you've been building for some time now, and the sight fills you with satisfaction. Everything seems to be in order, the operation is running, the crew is content, and the yield is good. Riven realms are harsh, yet you have managed to eke out a living for yourself and your comies from its unforgiving soil. This place actually makes a crazy amount of money now. It's like 100 silver a month, which is nuts to think about. You look up at the wild yet strangely beautiful wasteland sky. The sun is as relentless as ever. Probably it will always be. Yet, who is to say that you are not allowed to rest after such hardships you've endured for such a long time? But for that, a mere tent within an outpost is insufficient. You will need a fortified main building worthy of a castrum. I assume a castrum is like a holding of sorts. So a fortified building then? Oh wait, this is the overseer. So a fortified building then? The overseer ponders. Well, that will first and foremost need a marble. Quite a lot of it. For the inside, you see, something worthy of your stature, and silver, or something of the sort, for the ornaments. To show that you're not just anyone within the Riven Realms, Vagrus, let me give you an estimate. After a few minutes of scribbling, the overseer presents you with a list of the following. 125 stacks of marble, 15 stacks of iron, 4 stacks of silver, 20 crystal lamps, 3 pristine trophies, and 3 exquisite weapons. Not easy to come by, but then again, showing off does not come cheap. Everything is ready to proceed. Looks like you have everything in place. Still, you need at least 40 free working crew on top of the 60 busy on your salt mining strip. And according to the overseer, even with such a large workforce, it will take you about half a year to finish construction. Do you wish to proceed? Indeed you do. Off you go. So it'll take us 6 months. It is month 2, day 5. So by month 8, I can do math. By month 8, we will have founded our large outpost. So that's pretty cool. In the meantime, we should probably... do you guys have salt? Yeah. I don't have a lot of inventory space, though. Maybe I just swap 1 for 1? Here you go. You guys can have some food. And then I'll take the salt with me when I go to Devon. There we go. 18 days, you guys got a bunch of supplies out of the deal. And there we go. Alright, the other thing we wanted to do today was we wanted to head over to Devon in order to help Harvick find his long-lost son. So that's the plan. Go ahead and rest up. Scoot on over the Temple of Sleepers. Yeah, I was gonna say this has to be in the canyon, so we don't want to stop there for today. Push it a little harder than we normally would, maybe. Oh, I forgot. There's like this weird little mountain ridge in the middle. We'll go up this way. No luck getting random vigor. What are you doing out here? What a weird place to be. There we go. Some random vigor at last. And we're one away from the city. No worries. Rest. In we go. Approach the guards. Nothing to hide. Show them our license, and then inside. I think we have... yeah, we have quite a few things to turn in here. And then we have a bunch of salt. Sell it all, I say. Sure, why not? Okay. So we have a decent amount of supplies. But before we decide to go anywhere else, let's go ahead and hunt down Harvick's son. Where? Where do you want us to go, Harvick? I don't actually know. Shadow Bazaar, easy enough. That's right, we need to go talk to to the Carpenters Guild, I think. Okay, enter the Hall of Trade. Harvick wants to know where his son is. Once you enter the capo's presence, Harvick steps forth to address them. There is quite a stir, and some of the captains of the criminal underworld shout vulgarities at the tainted mercenary. Why should we listen to you? One of the more respected capos asks him. You've been nothing but a pain in the ass for the Carpenters. True, but this time it's about my family, Harvick says, his rasping voice, and the capos fall silent. Your companion goes on to explain what happened, and how he recently learned that he has a son, how his son Oren now works for the Carpenters, and how he has the right as a father to meet him and explain himself. The capos consider this for a while, then one of them speaks for them all. You surely have got the guts to come here and demand such a thing, but Baal Call smiles on you this time. We still know what our ancient ways prescribe in such an event as this. A father's right, the right by blood, is sacred to the guilds, and so we're willing to guide you to your son, who is indeed a member of the Carpenters, though not fully made yet. There's a dramatic pause, and you can see Harvick grit his teeth. We shall consider your company, too, as is customary in such cases. They look at you. Since you are an ally of the guild, they are willing to share their knowledge as a token of friendship. Sick. Once that is settled, the capo who spoke earlier stands up and faces Harvick. Know then, Worm, that your son Oren was on a job down southwest. They were supposed to use our connections among the Drusian quarries bureaucrats to get in and purloin a shipment of obsidian. We learned that they made a mistake and most of them were caught. And Oren? He asks impatiently. The capo grins. Captured and taken to Fort Viridium. He tells your companion he's awaiting transportation to a large city along with his pals, but knowing the Imperials, they're likely to rot there for years before that happens. It has to be said, the capo called Arbo butts in, that your son is an honest guy. He hasn't ratted on the guild, which is always appreciated. Should he survive this, he'll have a future with the Carpenters. Harvick barks his thanks and draws you aside. We gotta bust him out of there, boss, he says, gritting his teeth. I can't have him rot in a dungeon, same as I did in Purgatoria. This can't be his fate. I know I'm asking a lot, boss, I know. Fort Viridium is nigh impregnable, and we can't go up against an Imperial garrison of that size. But there has to be a way. I'll figure it out once we get there. I beg you, please help me. Or else send me away so I can do this on my own. You tell him you'll think about this. Hey, we got some insight. Woohoo! Okay, so we have to go to Fort Viridium now. Isn't that like in the middle? Where the hell is that? Nope, that's Vigilus Tower. Where's Fort Viridium? Have I ever been there? Help! Where is Fort Viridium? Am I crazy? Hold on. I thought I could click on it. How dare you? Viridium. I spelled Viridium wrong. How about news? Where's the compendium when you need it? I actually don't know how to get into the compendium from outside the compendium. Oh, here. Aha! Viridium. Oh, it is over here. Okay. I just completely missed it. All right, so it's by Lumen. Makes sense that it's near the Drusian quarry. That's where he said his son was. Okay, so we'll make our way back south first. Why don't we just take some stuff to bring to Torzeg Shelter? That makes the most sense. Wow! I wasn't expecting it to be like the perfect amount of inventory. We have to keep... Oh! I think we can sell our bogweed here, can't we? If we go to the Hinter Caves and then sell... Yes! I was going to say, I think I can sell bogweed to the Wraiths. Here you go. It's probably more valuable, or like you get a better price if you sell it using Garrick's shady connections or whatever, but I'd rather not be hauling it around. I don't really need to min-max my inventory like that. We've got almost 8,000 silver. We were at like 8.5 at one point, but it took so much money to buy all the marble, and all the silver is incredibly expensive. Obviously, I think it's like 30 silver. No, it's more like 23 or something like that per bar though. So 32 silver, do the math. It's like 600 silver? Just for the silver bars? Silver coins, that is. I wonder if that's why the silver bars are so expensive in this game, is because they're technically, like, used for currency? Or something like that? I guess I don't know how they did that back in the day. I know minting is a thing. Like, you have to make it coinage. And then you're supposed to value the coin higher than the actual value of the metal itself. Otherwise, why would people ever use it? Currency is a complicated idea. It makes more sense in the modern context where we're using items that don't actually have like real intrinsic value. I know the metals have some, but it's still pretty negligible compared to what they're actually valued for. But then you have like paper money, or even more modern times, most money is now like electronic. It's just kind of interesting. Oh dang, we lost some figure. It's just kind of interesting thinking about like back in the day when metal was actually valuable, and then you were like trying to convince people to use your currency. It's just kind of different era of history. And before that, we didn't even use money. We just like traded for everything. Show them your trade house license. In we go. Drop all this chitin off. Got some good rep with both of them. That's good. All right, so let's see here. We're gonna make our way over to Fort Viridium here. We could pick up stuff for Lumen, maybe the Drusian Quarry if it's like do people even want us to take stuff there? A lot of stuff. There's always stuff to go to Lumen, so that's not a bad idea. And actually, we should probably pop in there. How far is Fort Viridium? 6 days? Maybe we should get a little extra food. Just to be on the safe side. Maybe like 2 more stacks. 14. And then we'll just take a bunch of stuff to go to Lumen. We should pop into Lumen, like I was saying before I distracted myself. Because we have to turn in our memory crystals that we've had for quite a long time. Look at all this stuff to take to Lumen, but it's all like... It's very small units. Alright, we'll just take all your supplies then. And then just hit the road. Off we go. I'm banking on the fact that I don't need a large force of soldiers to assault this place. Because Harvick said it was suicide. So I'm hoping it's just like an infiltrator squad with our normal companions. Because if we have to fight them like straight up, I think we're in deep trouble. Alright, let's go ahead and force march like we like to do. Oh, it's so nice when it works out exactly right and you can get into the city with the exact amount of movement. Offer to buy the slaves. Negotiate a lower price. No deal. It's how I always use that how I always resolve that interaction. All right. Okay, let's go visit Shebeni real quick. Hello. Tell her that Tertia Sartra sent you. We're doing all sorts of stuff this episode. Did she now? The Crystalmancer raises an eyebrow. Have you been working for her in some capacity? You tell her that you've been delving into the perilous sunken tower for the librarian. To that, she smiles and nods. Splendid. Apologies, Vagrus, but I had to be sure. While you've been busy delving, I've made some progress on Tertia's device. Let me show you. Shebeni leads you into a chamber in the back of her workshop where metalworking and jeweler's tools line the walls, while crystals of all kinds are stacked on the tables. There is a large object sitting on the back wall covered with a sheet, just beneath a pair of crystal lamps. The Crystalmancer removes the cover to reveal a hexagonal contraption, a frame made of iron inscribed with glyphs and bedecked with sockets at each junction. The Nexus Naritus, Shebeni announces, a device that, when completed by embedding pristine memory crystals into the sockets, will be capable of capturing and storing memories, sensations, and experiences from the right mind. A store of knowledge with grand potential. Quite an achievement even in its incomplete state, if I can say so myself. The glyph-inscribed frame alone took years to finish. You assume that she will need you to get these pristine memory crystals. Understand that creating even a single one of the crystal we need will take an exorbitant amount of time and resources, she says defensively. Tertia believes that the sunken tower will have plenty, though I admit that they may be a bit hard to recover. But that seems to be our best chance. Now that you've reached the crystal archives, you will be more than likely to find some in there. Bring them here so that we can record your knowledge and experiences onto them. I promise the process is quite pleasant, actually. Oh, that's surprising. Still, it is a long and arduous journey, so be prepared for anything. Oh, and should you happen upon sealed memory crystals of good quality, I'd be happy to breach their defenses and show you what's inside. So bring me those too. You have your work cut out for you again. Sick. Alright, memory crystals. We have... Well, we definitely have these. See if you have any rare crystals you could experience. What does this do? It takes 10 bros to do. You can experience most crystals any number of times, but receive potential rewards only for the first time. Okay, so we have the Preceptor of Crystal Studies, the Visit to Tot, and the Realms Walker. So Realms Walker, Architect, Preceptor. I'm going to try to remember that. If I forget and I redo it, you know, I apologize. Shebeni places the memory crystal into a receptacle on a low table between the two of you, and once you both sit down, she begins an incantation, keeping her right palm above the device. Your mind begins to wander strangely until you black out to find yourself reliving someone else's memory a moment later. The memoirs recorded on the crystal turn out to be about Preceptor Jerdam Revis's personal experiences and connection with the positions he had held for years at the tower, including his appointments and awards. These are underlined by the scenes of the scholar when he is alone, contemplating his choices in his academic career. Some memories deal with research topics and results, but these are so advanced that only a very experienced crystalmancer could make use of them. Apart from learning about Preceptor Jerdam Revis's academic life at the Tower of Acarius, you see a lot of the fabled center of knowledge in its heyday, which ends up becoming the most intriguing part of the experience. The halls, chambers, and corridors looked exquisite in this long-lost age. White marble, blue crystal, shelves of books, and cavalcades of students. You get to see Jerdam Revis's visit certain places you recognize from your expeditions, while others remain a mystery to you for now. The Preceptor also shows some intriguing research materials placed in secluded vaults. Oh, it's kind of like a Hogwarts, but in a giant tower. After you experience the contents of the crystal, Shebeni makes you an offer. Sell her the memory crystal for 100 silver coins. Expecting no use for it in the future, you agree to her generous offer. Alright, so we paid 10, and then we got 100. Sounds good. Next crystal, please. Visit to Tot. You find yourself in the memory of a man who is experiencing immense pride in his work. Standing on a pedestal raised in a busy port crowded with both people and ships, you slowly turn your back to the sea. A large gathering of priests, high-ranking soldiers, and city officials on and around the pedestal follow suit. Your gaze follows a long, wide avenue lined with great marble plinths. On each stands a huge statue depicting a stately man wearing a toga and holding either a book, a sword, a scepter, or a staff. Each has a golden mask grafted onto its marble face. You count 12 such figures, 6 on each side. This must be the important people of the Imperium. Then you look up and see the vast colossus at the end of the avenue, towering over the cityscape of Tot, its base firmly straddling the top of the highest hill of the harbor. At first, your mind has great difficulty comprehending just how immensely huge it is. Taller than any man-made structure you have ever seen, the statue depicting Emperor Valen Zivarius, the Immortal, stands high as a mountain. Its gigantic head bearing a strange mask is a mile above ground by your reckoning. That's so tall! How do you make something a mile tall? I guess magic, right? Holy cow. Flocks of birds circle it, and clouds in a deep blue sky form its breathtaking backdrop. The Emperor is depicted as a muscular, bare-chested man wearing a baltea, bracers, and sandals. His mask bears a visage of mysterious resignation, and his bow is crowned by a stylized olive wreath. His arms are open in a welcoming gesture as he faces the vast North Sea behind you. Your chest is bursting with pride as the crowd begins to cheer for you. All those years of planning and overseeing sculptors, architects, mages, and hordes of slaves were worth it. It is the year 2786, and your work is complete at last. Your name, Quintus Icarius Imaginosus, will live on forever as the creator of the Colossus of Tot. After you have experienced the contents of the crystal, Shebeni thanks you for your business while you recover from the trance-like state. She admits that seeing the Colossus in a pristine state was truly astonishing. Grand spectacle for certain. We got some insight. Cool. So we could do this again, but there's no reason to. And then experience the crystal containing the report of the Realms Walker. Shebeni places the memory crystal on the receptacle, blah, 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 blah. The memories belong to a mage, a scholar of the Outer Realms, who is interviewing a Realms Walker introduced as Zakorus. Do we know that name? Sounds kind of familiar. Wearing dark leather armor decorated with dozens of fetishes and talismans, the Wanderer is a gaunt fellow with skin the color of sulfur. As you gaze at him, you recall his tale describing a particularly nasty part of the swamp of Udal that permanently changed the hue of his skin. Zakorus talks about the journey he undertook in the last 16 months before the interview, across several regions of the Outer Realms. He visited the perilous Red Waste, the Eternal Plains, the town of Precipice, and the Kadai Weald. During his lengthy stay in the latter, he encountered a group of ogres who were falling back after a battle they lost against demons of the Great Army besieging their capital Caradrun. The Pale Giants were using great flying ships outfitted with crystal weapons and magical engines, both unheard of in the Empire at this time, to attack the hordes of the damned in the rear in an attempt to disrupt their supply lines. Zakorus learned that their assault was a failure, and they lost 2 vessels of their dwindling navy in the following retreat. The Giants had serious doubts that their armies can keep up with these harassing attacks, but they tried not to show doubt in their prospects in what was considered to be their last stand. The encounter was cut short, according to Zakorus, because demonic bloodhounds attacked them, and he had to leave the ogres behind to save his own skin. The mage conducting the interview wonders if he will ever see such creatures with his own eyes. After you have experienced the contents of the crystal, Shebeni thanks you for your business while you recover from the trance-like state. Alright, more insight. That's pretty neat. It seems kind of like that's a good way to just get insight. We have brought her pristine memory crystals. Dang. Do we have any of the Oh, we have one. What are we missing here? Kalrish? Are you kidding me? Orcish spirit faith? Precepticis? The golden age? The molten tongue? Have we not been near the molten tongue? Sapphire Pass? I've never heard of that. Mortok Polus? Scorponar? Excuse me, how do we not have the codex entry for Ash? We've been in Ash like 80 times. Flavo Calaris? I'll have to look around to see how I can get some of these codex entries. We've got most of them. It's just like we're missing like a key 1 or 2 from most of the things to record. Thank God we have this one. Record your knowledge about the factions in the realms. Shebeni has you sit down on a chair in front of the Nexus. While she is preparing the device with a series of spells and incantations, you have to concentrate on the knowledge you are about to record on the pristine crystal. Slowly but steadily, you sink into a state of meditative tranquility. After half an hour, Shebeni inserts the crystal into one of the open sockets and casts the final spell on you. You feel a little tug at your skull, but the process is otherwise pleasant, almost like the sensation you get when a headache passes and your senses clear up. And we are done, the sorceress tells you with a tired smile. The ritual is taking quite a lot out of her, it seems. You rise from the chair. You have more of these recordings to do in the future. Oh, it looks like we could just do them back to back, but we definitely need to get more. I wonder if we should talk to Gorgoro, like about the orc spirit faith or whatever. The other thing is there's that bookshop in Larnak that you can kind of order basically lore from. I wonder if that is key to getting the rest of those random entries. We might have to keep visiting the book dealer. I had been doing that regularly, and then I like kind of forgot about it. Let's go ahead and rest. And while we're resting, let's speak with our companions here. Gorgoro, ask him about orcs. Hello. Oh, come on. I wanted you to tell me about your faith. Dude, past? About his tribe? Friendship with Drius? Ah, man. Armor? You want a pristine trophy? Sure. Alright. We'll have to keep trying to figure out where we can get the last of the lore. I suspect it is in fact the bookshop that at least for some of those like really random things. Ash, I'm shocked that I don't have the codex for. We've been to Ash. Like, do I have to do I have to ask somebody else about Ash and be like, hey, you know about this city that I've been to 20 times or more? They're like, oh yeah, that's over that hill. And I'm like, aha, thank you. All right, let's get set up to go to Fort Viridium here. Down this away. And then we'll hold on. I gotta camp here. All right, all of our stats are full. All right, and then cool. We'll end it. Whoop! Oh, come on. All right, we're ending the episode on some combat here. Barricaded up. Full barricade. Attack their leaders. Mount up the fighters. Not too many fighters, though. 10 fighters seems to be good. Seems to be a bit of a smaller orc warband. And then we get into it. All right, last thing for the episode. We'll kill these orcs, and then we're going to pause, and then we will start the episode with Harvik's, searching for Harvik's son next episode. So, we'll make quick work of these fools. Please die. Ah, I hate you. Burn him to death. Thank God. All right, one down before they even get to act. These guys are rough because they always, like, A, push all of my frontliners to the back. Here goes one. And then B, they either get locked in place or they get stunned. Good dodge, Kripta. Stop it. All right, only Eilani got stunned, and she is the weakest of the 3 frontliners I have, so that's not too bad. Debuff. Debuffed all of them. Good job, Garrick. Now throw out your wards. Maybe we can kill this guy. Maybe not. Oh, nope. He went to the back. All right, we poke his friend then. Dude. Bugger. You didn't move him, though. You didn't move Kripta. I think all of our people are stunned now. Okay, 3 out of 6. Reload, Garrick. Try to burn this guy to death. Ah, he lived. Maybe axe him. I mean, and by axe him, kill him with a sword. The most annoying ability that all of your enemies can have is to not die when you kill them. Alright, he burned to death, thankfully. Eilani, please try to kill this guy with your hawk. It worked. Fantastic. That guy's dead. Not for real, though. Just a little dead. Now he's dead. And then his friend hammered my skeleton. Just throw your hawk out there. We've got some spare actions. We don't have to move her back to the front because this guy can't hit Kripta anyway. Maybe kill? He's dead. Haha. All right. That's a great place to pause the episode before we tackle Harvik's combat in Fort Viridium tomorrow. They're still attacking? Fine. Go away. Be gone. Stand down. People got the crap kicked out of them. And we're supposed to go fight. I don't want to conscript. We're supposed to go attack a fortress now, and all my people are injured. I might go back to Lumen and then come back after I've kind of settled people up and healed them up. But for now, if you guys enjoyed the episode, click the like button. It helps me out a lot. If you want to see more episodes of Vagrus the Riven Realms or the other videos I have going on the channel, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you have your notifications on so you know when the next videos go live. But until next time, everybody, I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody.